time has passed since season 1?
8 months. I once read this interview with Joss Whedon where he said, I like the audience to the characters to take off as much time as the audience, and it made so much sense. So we tried to do that between these seasons.
How do you account for that in the show?
Yeah, we pick up 8 months later, and, Tyrone's still living in the church, still on the run from the law. Tandy's back with her mom, but she's into it, 8 months into trying to take ballet classes and see what a regular life is about. And we just started our story for season 2, where they're uncomfortable in their comfort, and then we blow things up.
Was there any storylines in the previous season you want to flesh out in season 2?
Yeah, I think some of the fun that Marvel and Freeform allowed me to do is to leave some dangling threads. So, at the end of the last episode, last season, we see Detective Connors be sucked into Tyrone's cloak. We have no idea where he went. We have no idea what happened to him, what happens when he gets sucked into Tyrone's cloak, and we also haven't seen Tandy step in there. So that was kind of a storyline I was excited to hold on, and we're going to explore what happens when Tandy Bowen steps into the cloak of Tyrone Johnson.
Is the tone going to be the same?
What's that?
Is the tone going to be the same in season 2, or are you trying to change things up?
No, I think the tone's going to be similar. I think part of the fun of working with actors like, Aubrey and Olivia and Emma is you get to see how good they are. In the first season, we cast them and we crossed our fingers, and we knew they were talented, and we knew they were some of the most beautiful people on the planet. But I was amazed episode after episode what they could do. So I think the tone's pretty much the same, but the hurdles we give to them emotionally are kind of bigger and more challenging.
Are there any new challenges this season? Everyone's back, so they're kind of familiar.
Yep.
They're used to what they're doing. Is there anything new?
I think, honestly, budget living up to our ambition was probably the toughest one. It's some of the beauty of the first season is we got to do a little bit of a slow burn, not only emotionally. We got to do a whole episode with them talking inside a church. I think they'd kill me if I tried to do that this season. But it really worked. But now, not only do we want to tell, the training wheels are off, we're telling bigger stories with bigger scope, but we're also, when Tyrone knows how to use his powers and Tandy starts getting angry and creating light bombs, all of a sudden things get a little more expensive. So I think that's probably the biggest challenge. But we have great teams in LA and New Orleans, and our actors always pull it off. So it turned out okay.
What's an aspect of the comics that you're really excited to bring to life on the screen?
I do like finally stepping inside Tyrone's cloak. I think that's going to be very fun. I'm very excited for the Mayhem character. It was really a blessing, when I first looked at Cloak and Dagger, I'm like, there's no mythology to play with, but we had this great character who starts off as an ally and then becomes scary as hell vigilante. And when we cast Emma Lahana for the role, it was a blessing because she can do anything. So I think you guys are going to be really impressed. I don't want to spoil anything, but watching what she does with respect to being Bridget and being Mayhem is one of the most amazing acting jobs I've seen.
There were some emotional scenes in the first season. Should I get my box of tissues?
You absolutely should. At the end of episode 8, if you don't cry, you might be a robot. Captcha should just do one of those things. Did you cry at the end of episode 8? Also, how many cars are in this picture? And if you can't answer it, you are indeed a robot. And we have a lot of cool, we didn't do this by accident, we have a lot of cool cliffhangers. Every episode ends with the impulse to sit and wait 7 days for the next episode.
What other superhero you love Cloak and Dagger to meet? Because I know they started Spider-Man.
It's the most boring answer, but Spider-Man. I'm a Peter Parker guy myself. I've watched Spider-Verse an uncomfortable number of times for it's been out on DVD for a week, and I've probably watched it 5 times. It's so good. But I think, the theme of with great power there must also come great responsibility is so universal. And I think Tandy and Tyrone kind of are cousins to that universe, and I think it would be fun to see them cross over in some form. Now there's 15 Spider-Men. Just give us one. We'll take the pig.